Good Thursday morning, everybody. Dave here with Nelson Creek Farms. It is a beautiful, chilly 40-some degrees. You might be able to see my breath in the video, don't know. But anyway, welcome to June the 22nd of 2023. Today we're going to try to get some irrigation water from here down to the other end of the farm. The first thing we got to do today is get that elbow off of the pipe that's running that way so we can stuff the elbow back down into that hole right there. Now when this was put together, I didn't use any of that dish soap on it, that liquid dish soap, the Dawn. So I don't know how hard or impossible this is going to be to get apart, but I imagine I'm going to have to anchor this pipe off to something and finagle this end off of it. And keep in mind, I'm trying to get all this done in about a half hour's time so that I can make it to the in-town job today. Finish this up tonight when I get home. I tried wrangling this apart the other day and I couldn't get it. But what I'm hoping is, now that it's had some moisture in it, that it'll want to come apart. It acts like it wants to, but yeah, if I had the other end of the pipe anchored to something, that would be helpful. So how about I go get the tractor and we'll anchor off the pipe to it. I actually ended up being able to finagle that apart. Get some of that loose mud out of that gasket. I ended up straddling the pipe, squeezing it like I was trying to pinch one off. And managed to finagle it apart. I'm thinking I'm not that crazy about the idea of having a gasket on this end right here. I was going to put some, I'm going to put some dish soap on that and slide it together. Although I'm not that crazy about having the dish soap on there. I'm thinking it may make it come apart too easy. One of the reasons why the pipe won't slide together so well with that coupling is it has a very sharp square edge here. It is a little jagged right here from where the saw cut it, and we're not even. We've got a bump right there. And this edge isn't tapered. So we're going to use the new Ryobi angle grinder to give it a little bit of a tapered edge. It'll be real thin on the inside part here, but the taper should let that slide into the gasket easier. Alrighty, the edge has been tapered. I don't know. Yeah, I think you might be able to see it. Anyway, it's tapered all the way around the edge of that. And we'll go put some dish soap on there and see if we can't put it together. Alright, the gloves are off. Yeah. We're going to smear a bunch of this on here. We're going to give this another whirl. See if we can't get her to go this time around. The only bad part about this is getting this liquid dish soap all over your hands and then touching something else. Okay. Let me get the mud out of the gasket here. Okay. In this goes. And let's see if we can't get it in a little further. Hey, there we go. All the way in. Yay. Beautiful. Now to get over here and move this dirt over here to the end of this so we can hook all the pipes together. Unfortunately, I've got to get ready to go to the in-town job. So this will have to wait till this afternoon when I get back home. Yeah. By the time I got done with the in-town job today, it was almost too late to do any of this. But I'm going to go ahead and see about sticking some of this pipe together tonight, just because I've got to get it done so I can get water out here on the rest of the grass that's trying to grow out there, I discovered the other day. So yeah, this section is really freaking full of dirt, so it's heavier than heck. Yeah, there it goes. Slid right in there, slick as a whistle. I tell you, that liquid dish soap is really quite the trick. Yeah. Don't know how much you heard of that, but I knocked the microphone off the front of my bibs there. The next piece to go in is this one, and it has no belled end on it, and it's actually kind of short. The reason being is I need a male end pointing that way back over there to where that pipe comes up out of the ground. Now, because this section doesn't need to ever have water come out of it, we're going to put the gates uphill on it. Then it'll come out again this winter. Stick my boot in there. Stuff that in there. Ah! Sorry, you're up against the pipe there. Let me get down here to the far end and we will shove this together. Yeah, something kind of like that. Well, I don't know if that GoPro can see any of this or not. It's getting pretty dark out here, and they're not known to have real good nighttime camera action. So anyway, I'm digging out a little area here for this last piece of pipe to go into. If I can tonight, I'll put some soap on it, stuff the end of that pipe that's over there by you into here, and lube up the other end and see if I can't get it all squozed together tonight. And then tomorrow, all I'm going to have to do, because I'm going to have to do it tomorrow morning, is get out here early and get the water started out there on that field. Like I said the other day when I was out mowing around there, I noticed that there was some grass coming up out there. So yeah, I need to get some water on that PDQ because it's supposed to start turning hot again, and the chances of rain are pretty slim between now and then. So yeah, I'm out here. The sun is set and I'm still trying to shovel this stuff. So yeah, if I can get it put together tonight in the dark, I'll do it. And you can see the end result tomorrow in the morning. So until then, I'm Farmer Dave. We'll see you in the morning, God willing. Good morning and welcome back to the farm, folks. I've got the pipe laid out here last night, and you can see I put a bit of a curve in it. I don't know who the person was that came up with the theory that the distance between 2 points that's the shortest is a straight line, right? Okay. To make that distance longer, you add a curve in that line between point A and point B. Well, I got us a little bit of a problem today, and I'll show you what it is. I need to make the distance between point A and point B way down there further apart by about 10 inches, which is the length of this right here on this belt end of the pipe. So I can put 10 inches of that male end inside of there. But I found out something. What I had failed to calculate was now point A is about 2 feet closer to point B. So we're going to have to shorten up some pipe this morning to get everything to fit. But to do that, I need to get that bend out of it first, lay it side by side with the other pipe coming out of point A, so we can see how much we got to cut off of it. Okay, what I got to do is right here's the end of the bell on the piece we want to save, and we need to cut this one right about there, just down a ways from its end, and we'll lose one gate, but that's okay. Okay, I've got the pipe that I'm going to cut propped up on top of the old shovel handle here. And I have kind of an idea about right there's where I need to cut it. That should take up any extra length I have here in the deal. So we're going to take the Sawzall and start cutting very carefully, because I don't want to be breaking it on this side of the cut and losing that much more pipe. There we go. Now we'll take the angle grinder to it, roll over that edge a little bit or bevel it a little bit, throw some stuff on there after we get it moved back out, and start stuffing it back together again. I will show you the lazy man's way of moving this pipe to get that bow in it. We run Stinky's front wheel up into it at an angle very slowly, and we just push the pipe over, yeah. And as you can see, it's moving it all the way down. This is just the easiest way and fastest way for one guy to get that pipe to move over and be able to put a bend in it. The only thing you got to do is you got to make sure you don't get up against those couplings, like right there. You want to avoid that. Now, one thing you have to remember when you're doing this trick I just showed you by running a tire up against that and moving it over is you can't turn into the pipe too steeply, or you'll run the tire up onto the pipe, crushing the pipe. And the other thing you have to do, or make sure you're doing, is rubbing the tire on the side of the pipe where there aren't any of those little black plastic gates, or you'll be busting them clean off of the pipe and probably breaking the pipe. So yeah, that's why I'm doing it this way, is because the gates are all pointed up, because I don't plan on watering the east field out here this year. Anyway, I'll fire up Stinky here and we'll get this pipe moved back over and turn on some water. We've got some beautiful blue and red poppy looking flowers blooming out here a little bit in the, in what was supposed to be a flower garden. I forget what these tall things are that are growing up here, but they're going to bloom here before too long. But if you look down there, see all them little blooms? Yeah, nightshade, morning glory, yeah, all noxious weed. Unfortunately, this whole area right here where the flowers are blooming and whatnot, we may end up having to spray that, kill all the weeds back and everything, and trying to reseed it again. Yeah. While I'm sitting here waiting for the upriver section of pipes to flush out all their seed and mud and dirt and everything out into the field here at the riser, I can tell you about something I heard about bank security here lately. Yeah, it isn't what it used to be from umpteen years ago. No, it really isn't. No. Yeah, they can't keep anything confidential these days. It's not because of some computer genius hacking into their system. No, it ain't that. No. It isn't because the federal government now requires the banks to spy on us and what we're spending our money on to report back to the federal government. It ain't that either. The number one reason why a bank can't keep anything confidential anymore is because they have too many tellers. There's a lot of rubbish coming down the water line there. It's just a lot of sediment and stuff, and pieces of weeds and whatnot. You can see them swirling around there inside this riser. I'm going to let that flow out here into the garden area a little bit, just to help flush that system out upstream to where the buried pipe is, and the buried pipe, yeah. With that much junk coming down, I don't dare try sending across over there to the pipe that's in those weeds over there to water the field. We're going to go ahead and shut this little gate here and open this one. If it'll open, here we go. And that'll send the water on down this pipe underneath the driveway, which is right here, and down and out the other end, and we'll flush this line for a while. Yeah. Well, this is no good. I got on Stinky to move it, and I could hear water gurgling. There's no gate on that hole right there. So I've got water running out here into the garden plot where I don't want it right at the minute. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go shut the water off, find some replacement gates to put in there, put those on, and then turn the water back on again. So I guess water's going back into the pond for now. Well, this irrigation project has been a challenge from the word get-go. I have concentrated on it far too much this year, more than I would have liked to have. Neglected a whole bunch of other stuff because I just simply couldn't get to it because I'm spending too much time at the in-town job and not enough time getting things done here at the farm with no help. Anyway, that said, I'm going to call this video it for now. I could include putting in those gates and whatnot, but yeah, we're going to end up with too long of a video. So we'll just throw little bits of that into the next one. So for now, I'm Farmer Dave, wishing you well. And thank you to all the new subscribers that we've had in the last week and a half. That has put us over the 500 mark. That's a great thing. Thank you very much. And for those of you that are following along, it doesn't cost you anything. Just takes a couple seconds to click on that big red thing down there that says subscribe on it. And something new for you all. We just started a Facebook page on Facebook entitled Nelson Creek Farm. If I can, I'll get the link down here in the bottom in the description, so you can follow along on our daily activities there as well. So, might even be some merch on there eventually. Never know. Anyway, that said, I'm Farmer Dave, wishing you all well. Y'all be careful out there. Bye-bye for now.